Texas, our Texas, a magical place, a place of land and legend, a place like no other. People come here to touch it, to feel the passion, to soak it in and be a part of it. Texas, our Texas.
Let's ride. Yeah! Well, howdy, neighbors. I'm Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller, and welcome to Texas, our Texas. You know, one of the things that keeps our agriculture industry thriving is the Future Farmers of America, or it's now known as the FFA. It's a great program that we at the Texas Department of Agriculture fully support. One of the skills that our agriculture industry relies on is the art of auctioneering. That's right. This week, we visit the first ever Texas Auctioneer Camp in North Texas, which is teaching that special skill to our ag leaders of tomorrow. Whether you've been to an auction or not, everybody knows that sound, the auctioneer, the person who brings excitement to sales. Whether it's cattle, land, or some other merchandise, the auctioneer turns a transaction into an event.
You start at $10. Can I get $10? Can I get 10? Can I get $10 for it? 10 now 20, $10 now 20, now 20, now 20, now 30, $20 now 30, $20 now 30, now 40, $30 now 40, now 40, now 40, now 40. I got 30 in the back, need 40, $30 now 40.
Today, we're in the Dallas area for a unique gathering of students. This is the very first FFA auctioneering camp, a place where young wannabe auctioneers can learn from some of the best in the business when it comes to calling the auction cadence.
3 auctioneers in the world are in this room right here.
So many kids have their projects and they have their animals at the county show. And FFA kind of runs synonymous with auctioneering.
It does.
But the kids don't know a lot about what we do. They're amazed at it and they like it, but they don't know about the business. And they don't know the business opportunities that they could have in the auction profession.
That's Mike Jones. He's been teaching auctioneering for decades, and he's the guy overseeing this very first-of-a-kind camp.
It's really a life school. It's life lessons. We teach them about being more involved in their community, giving back. The other thing it does for these kids who are already doing a great job with FFA, these kids are introduced to standing on stage, presenting themselves, getting comfortable getting up in front of anybody and everybody. And it doesn't matter if they're talking to one of their classmates in school or they're talking to a president of a bank or a company owner. This really introduces them up to a mature level of thinking and moving into the working class down the road.
You can convince me you're confident. I'm probably...
They move from classroom to hone their skills. Clear and rapid speech, quick thinking, attention to detail, and most importantly, salesmanship with likability.
Get your hands up, get a smile on, take a deep breath. 66 sailors sailed the Mississippi in 1666. 66 sailors sailed the Mississippi in 1666. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 300. 67 and a half, 65, 62 and a half, 60, 57 and a half, 55, 75, now give it 100. You will give it 100. What give me 125, 125. Would you give me 125? 125, 125, 125. Come on, sir, you could be leaving this in the right. 125, not 150, not 1.
Right? You ain't gotta one me up, okay? You ain't getting my 325 unless you're happy about it.
Hey, these instructors are as good as it gets. Trey Morris has a shelf full of world champion auctioneer trophies.
This is my opportunity to put a microphone in their hand and to pour into them and make them better and see where it turns out. I'm not forcing anybody to be an auctioneer or become an auctioneer. But someone showed me that it was okay and that it was safe and that this is a great way that you can make a very honest living and meet great people along the way. I'm trying to give that back to some people now.
We have the brightest people in the world working with these kids.
Yes, sir. Now
Now, for some of these kids, like Paisley Grotsky, it's the first time they've ever even held a microphone.
He's in at 20. Ask him. Go. Go. Go.
20. Now 10. Now 10. Come on, sir, give me 15. 5, 15, 5, 5, 5. Yes, sir, come on, give me 20.
I'm Paisley Grotsky, and I came here because I wanted to try something new. I'm entering my senior year of high school, and I've heard of auctioneering before. There's not a lot of female auctioneers, so I figured might as well try it, and if I'm good at it, I can keep on practicing and get really good at it. So I wanted to try something new and see if it would work out for me eventually.
And others are well on their way. Trent Galloway, he already sounds like a pro.
He started at $10. Gonna get $10. Gonna get 10. Gonna get $10 for it. 10 now 20. $10 now 20. Now 20. Now 20. Now 30. 20 now 30. 20 now 30. Now 40. 30 now.
I hope to I'm really here, hope to network with some people, learn some more about just the overall auction industry as I try to build a career in it. And then I just hope to have a good time, get a little insight from people that have been doing it for a long time as someone who's relatively more new. And I love to network with people around it. And I really think the auction industry is very big in networking and who you know. So I think that's very important.
42, one more time. 4,100 now 2. Now bid 4,100 need 42. 4,100 now 4,200. Sold it. 4,100. $4,100.
The neat thing about this, these kids can go home. They're going to be excited. They can do it in front of their parents. They can do it at the school. They can do it to raise money for their church or whatever. But I'm telling you, it's infectious. And once they get behind that microphone this afternoon, that's when the game really changes.
At Days Inn, it's the moment all these young students have been waiting for. The competition, where a panel of judges determines who's the best fast-talking salesman.
Come on, give me $15, 15, 15, now 20, come on.
30, do it here, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, do it here, 40, 40.
15. Oh, 15. 20, do I hear 20, 20, 20, do I hear 20?
Would you give me 20? Would you give me 20? Do I hear 20, 20, 20? 20, now 30, now 30, now 30, do I hear 30, 30, 30, 30, now 40.
25, now 30, you get a bit of 30. Now 30, you get a bit of 30, now 30, you get a bit of 30.
160, now 170, 160, now 170, 170, 170, 170, what about 165, sir? Let you back in. 160, now 165, 160, now 165, sold it, $160, that is buyer number 259, 259.
For the students here, it could be the start of a career.
I've really gotten into it recently because my dad been around the auction business since I was young, but I just really love it, and I just love how exciting and how much of a fun aspect it brings to everything.
But for Mike Jones, it's a continuation of a personal mission that actually started a long time ago.
I just thoroughly enjoy helping people, be creative, do something new, learn something different, and kind of get people to step out of their normal course of life and discover that there are other things, than what they know.
Do I hear 27 and a half? Do 27 and a half. 27 and a half going once. 27 and a half going twice. And sold $25 to number 165.
Now coming up, we'll answer some of your questions about the TDA. Hey, don't go away. Well, howdy, neighbors. Time to reach in the old mailbag and pull out a few questions. Let me see if I can answer them. Corey?
A viewer in Llano asks, Commissioner Miller, what inspired you to get into agriculture and what keeps you passionate about it today, especially when times get tough?
Well, I'm an 8th generation farmer and rancher. I didn't have a choice. I grew up out in the country, and if we wanted to eat, we either had to grow it or kill it. So it was just a lifestyle for me, and it's been good to me. I've really been blessed to be able to be involved in agriculture.
A viewer in McKinney asks, what does the Texas Department of Agriculture do besides agriculture? I see your name and seal at the grocery store. What's that about?
Well, we touch your life, even if you're not in agriculture, more times in one day than any other state agency. That is referring to our Consumer Protection Division. One division under that is the weights and measures. We make sure all scales are accurate and true to form. We, regulate firewood, anything sold by weights or measured. We regulate pesticides. We provide biosecurity for the state. My biggest division is nutrition. I'm responsible for 5 million school meals each school day, and the list goes on and on. About 130 statutory functions outside of agriculture.
A viewer in Mission asks, do you have a favorite crop?
If you could grow only one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
Well, people say I'm really good at raising cane, but actually, cattle and horses is my deal. I love the animal husbandry. I've always been involved in it. I breed, raise, and train American quarter horses. I have Wagyu cattle. I've always been around livestock. I even had sheep, goats, hogs, you name it. And I've grown just about every crop too. So it all interests me, but cattle and horses are my favorite.
A viewer in Fort Worth asks, my kids are in public school and usually buy their lunch at the school cafeteria. What does TDA do to ensure that my kid is eating nutritious and filling foods?
Well, if your child goes to Texas Public School, we work real hard on our Farm Fresh program. We want to make sure that we get the best nutrition into that child. We want to make sure it's the freshest food, it's grown local, that there's no additive, no preservatives, no salt, never flash frozen, never ultra processed. That's we strive for that goal, and we have 82% of our schools doing just that. Well, folks, we're out of time. That's all the time we got for questions today. But if you've got questions, send them to me at tdanews@texasagriculture.gov. I'll try to answer them. Thanks.
Texas, our Texas with Sid Miller.
Cooperation is the key to success, especially when it comes to small businesses. Now in East Texas, one local restaurateur has brought together a group of local agriculture producers in kind of a online farmers market. Nourish ETX could be any quaint gourmet supply shop in any small town, but this one serves up fine food too. You see, this place is on a side street in Tyler, Texas. It's filled with innovation and local flavor, grounded in the rich traditions of East Texas.
Well, we're a little gourmet market. We like to feature local producers, when we can. A lot of local producers are not able to sell wholesale, so those that are a little bit bigger, we're able to represent here in the market. So we have our little gourmet market. We have wines from around the globe, but we like to feature. We have a whole shelf just featuring our Texas wines. And then we're a little cafe in the back.
Jeannie Conine left nursing and the cold air of Alaska to come back to her native East Texas to open this place. She felt like Tyler needed a high-end restaurant that served grass-fed beef, organically grown produce, and products from local regenerative farms. The locals took to it and now has customers who eat here every day.
Gorgeous.
Really? Yeah.
Well, look, Jeannie's local. She lives in our neighborhood. So our money is staying here in the neighborhood. But also, the food's amazing. The staff's friendly. The wine selection is almost Michelin star worthy. Maybe it is, I don't know. And, why would you eat anywhere else?
The key word here is local. But how does a consumer find a local farmer? Well, Jeannie made a plan. She had heard of a kind of online farmers market called a Rico Ring, a name and idea that actually started in Scandinavia. Now, it's a place where local farmers can feature their products and share their locations, what they have, and at what price. Now, East Texas didn't have one, so Jeannie started one. It's an alternative to sitting in the heat at a farmer's market.
The standard farmer's market is you have a stall and you pay money for the stall, and then you get all your stuff together for the day. And if you've got perishable foods, you're dealing with that, and you don't know what you're gonna sell, and it could be 100 degrees in Texas. You don't know what you're gonna sell, and you're gonna sit there for 6 or 8 hours and maybe not sell anything. Your produce is all gonna wilt. So this is, you buy during the week. It's on Facebook. The farmers will post at the beginning of the week all the stuff that they have for sale in one post, and then you comment underneath, and it's all pre-sold. So the farmer knows what they have to produce, what they have to have ready, and it's an hour-long pickup, 9 to 10, you're done. So we always try to do something a little bit off the wall here. When we first opened, we would do, and we still do this, about every 6 to 8 weeks, we do a regional dinner, pre-sold, 6 courses, 6 different paired wines, and starting like in Tuscany, or just doing Italy at first, or France, and then kind of making it a little more concentrated into a region.
Nourish ETX has become more than just a gourmet market and restaurant. It's a celebration of food, wine, and the community. And that's what Jeannie wanted all along.
It's been great. I mean, so well received, and people really want to support local, but we don't advertise. It's all word of mouth, and the more people find out, and the more they find out that we have the local meats, the local honeys, bone broth, that kind of stuff, it really brings people in. I always think that maybe I had like a farmer, there was a farmer in my past life. Not that I believe in any of that stuff, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm obsessed with farmers. I just think they're incredible. Like, what else? I mean, they should be like on the top of the pyramid.
Hey, coming up in our Family Farm Spotlight, we'll take a closer look at one of the farms participating in the East Texas Rico Ring. Hey, stay tuned. Well, it's down a secluded East Texas back road, way down a hidden stretch where the pine trees form a canyon, right up to the edge of the highway. But it's here on this tiny farm that big things are happening. Yep, what they grow here is small, so small that it'll fit in the palm of your hand, but these seedlings are packed with nutrients and promise. The crop is microgreens, and this is Growing Branches Family Farm, just a few steps from John and Crystal Branch's home.
Microgreens are basically just baby plants. If you grew each little individual sprout into a full-size plant, you could have a bunch of kale or a whole head of cabbage. But when you eat them like this, they contain 4 to 40 times more vitamins and minerals than the full-grown vegetable. So, a little bit goes a long way when it comes to nutrition.
Crystal just kind of stumbled into being a microgreen farmer. But when she discovered that there was a big demand for small produce, she started the business.
So our farm primarily started out as a market farm. We were growing tomatoes and vegetables to sell at a farmer's market, and we noticed in the summer that there weren't any greens, and because it's just so hot here in Texas that greens don't do well. So we were like, well, maybe there's a way we can fill that need during the summer. So we brought a couple of trays of microgreens and they sold. Then we brought 4 and they sold. And then we brought 8 and they sold. And so we realized that there was a real need for greens in East Texas.
And now with help from the East Texas Rico Group, and we mentioned them earlier, she's reaching even more local customers who are looking for farm fresh food.
A Rico Ring is just it's kind of like online shopping and a farmer's market come together and they made a baby. You still get to know your farmers because you meet with them once a week. And everybody's local. And when you pick up, you're actually picking up from the people who grew your food. When they order from me, they see my face.
Crystal offers a wide variety of crops. It's like having acres of fields all contained in an easy-to-manage tray. No tractors, no fertilizer, just plenty of light, water, and love.
We have leek, pea shoots, cantaloupe, which is one of those ones where if you try it, you buy it because it's so good. Sunflower is by far a bestseller, or cantaloupe. Then we have basil. Those are really best for restaurants and stuff. That's the ones they like. That's what all these are. We have wasabi mustard and amaranth, cilantro. I believe this one is beets. And these are a salad mix. It comes with it's a mixture.
Now, we did say this was a family farm, and the whole family does get involved, especially in the planting days. See, that's the fun stuff. and the kids all pitch in to help.
For our kids, we want them to be self-sufficient, but they almost always help us plant microgreens. They help us load up at the farmers market. In fact, they make and sell their own things at the farmers markets. This is definitely 100% a family affair. That's the reason. That's the entire purpose, is making sure that my kids are taken care of, that this allows me to stay home with them. This has blessed our family immensely.
In East Texas, where stories are handed down like seeds, the branches are growing theirs one small plant at a time. It's a story of nurturing and finding strength in the little things. As a result, the tiny vegetable sprout, only a few inches high, yet symbols something much larger.
Staying local is a big deal, and keeping your local economy healthy, keeping the money local is good, and you can't beat the nutritional value of what small farms can do versus the bigger corporations. Your local farmers are solid. They're going to be there even when the grocery stores are empty.
We love to see these family farms thriving. Well, that's all for this week. I'm your Texas Agriculture Commissioner, Sid Miller. See you next time. And remember, friends, Texas agriculture matters.